What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here. Delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. If you've been following the channel, you know I've been going through Supergirl all the way through. And we got up, this is the newest, I guess these trades got renumbered with number 1. It says number 1 somewhere. I thought it said number 1. Yeah, volume 1. Even though this is Supergirl 21 through 26 in the Rebirth era. Now, the beginning of Rebirth went through a bunch of starts and stops, inconsistencies. It was rough again for dear old Supergirl, and that's always what happens. Now this is done by Mark Andreyko, and then it's drawn mostly by Kevin Maguire. I do love the cover artist. Whoever drew Supergirl through this does a really good job. Now the art's all right, and you see it opens up with a Krypton sort of thing, like it usually does for Supergirl. It's not like I wouldn't say it's like the most detailed or whatever, but it fits the Supergirl style quite a bit. And it's one of the better, more consistent Supergirls I've seen. Her face does get kind of awkward in different spots, just depending. But she mostly looks good. Now, like I've seen many times before, she's having a crisis where she can't handle the fact that she can't save everyone. She's going to go off on her own. And she is going to get embroiled in this controversy about Krypton, where, and there's, hey, Crypto the Superdog. How exciting. He follows her around this. Really brings it back. And I like it. Where Krypton was destroyed, she's trying to figure out who did it. There was a guy who did, and there was this thing called the Circle, and she ends up with this axe of this guy who killed Krypton. And she travels around the universe trying to learn more about this. The Green Lanterns have information on it, and she breaks into their whole archives despite them, and learns one of their Oa Guardian guys was part of this conspiracy also. You helped kill Krypton. And as you can see, this is honestly, I was very excited about this. I was reading through this and I'm like, this is one of the better Supergirl stories I've read. This just feels good. I love the bright colors. I love the cartoon. It's not cartoony, but it's got kind of just that standard, gutters, layouts and just nice, this is what a standard comic used to look like before they went with their 3D model look for a lot of these things to try to make it dark and realistic. And I dig it. So she eventually goes off and has to fight these folk. And of course tries to, she ends up on this other planet where she's hunting down more information, meets with this green guy. She then goes to Krypton, and of course there's kryptonite everywhere, and it starts causing problems for her. She gets carried away and brought away from him. He goes off on his own adventure kind of for a little bit, which is kind of neat. She fights this this creature called Splice, which is this genetically modified creature, before she gets brought over to this planet. And kind of kidnapped, and it's a very nice fight through here. And it's Harry Hokum, Czar of the Citadel. Here we are. And she ends up teaming up with the Omega Men. So this is a side adventure where that green guy is getting into hijinks on his own. So he gets his own little story here. He's kind of interesting. I would read a little more about him. And so she ends up being imprisoned along with the Omega Men. The Omega Men break out and fight back. There's this whole resistance going on against this Harry Hokum guy who's evil, and he wants to clone a super army at this point. So it kind of shifts gears from that whole Krypton story into this deal. And at the end of it, there is a side story where she details one of her adventures fighting a monster, and then has a Christmas present for a little girl. So it's super cute. And that's written by Dan Jurgens, who's done a lot of super stuff over the years. So honestly, this is one of the best Supergirls I've ever read. And it might be my favorite. I'm trying to think about what my favorites might have been. Peter Davis was pretty good, but Peter Davis really didn't feel like Supergirl. It's kind of different. I like the beginning of the New 52, but then that went off the rails really quickly. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, there's 3 volumes of this. I think Andreyko does 2 out of those 3 volumes, and then they switch creative teams again. But honestly, this is solid. 8.5 out of 10 from me. I really enjoyed this, and I think you will too if you like Supergirl. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment down below. We'll be back soon.